The Myth of Passion in Cybersecurity, I Was Wrong, by Grant Collins. Let's see what he's got for us.
One of my first videos on this YouTube channel was a career video on how not to start a cybersecurity career. I was a university freshman at the time, and I felt compelled to give career advice. And looking back, it's kind of comical and very cringy to look at this advice. But there's one piece of advice that I gave that I think was wrong, and here it is.
The real way not to develop a career in cybersecurity is have leading motivations of A, you want money, B, it's good job security, and maybe even C.
Pause. Before we even get to C, I completely disagree. I mean, I get it. You're in college. At this stage of your life is very different than my stage of life. If you are trying to career transition, means you've already had a career. You're outside of college. You're potentially a husband, a father, a wife, a mother. You've got responsibilities. These things absolutely matter. Absolutely. I have responsibilities I need to take care of. I have bills that have to be paid. I am the only income earner in my family, right? My wife depends on me. My daughter depends on me. Finances, at the end of the day, they matter. Job security really matters. Previously, I was a teacher. I didn't have job security. I didn't work at a district. I get it. Teachers at districts have stupid, crazy job security. I worked at an inner city charter school. We got pink slipped every year, meaning I had the potential to lose my job every single year because new laws would come out that would potentially shut down our school. So they had to warn us, it's called a warn notice, every single year. Hey, by the way, we may not be able to employ you next year. Do you know how frustrating that is? How scary that is? If you're the only income provider in your family, that's a huge responsibility. Job security, absolutely. If you're trying to career transition, you're not looking at jobs that pay worse than what you currently make, that have worse job security than you may currently have. You want something to be stable. You want something to pay well. You're looking to move on up in life, to make a better life for you, for your family. Those two motivations are absolutely okay. 100% okay. Perhaps they should not be the only motivations, perhaps not the two main motivations. I would put them in the top five. Top five, easy. They should be considered. If you are career transitioning, they should absolutely be considered as main and important factors, not the only ones. Let's see what C is.
It's a cool word, cybersecurity. You know, you get to say, yeah, I'm a cybersecurity specialist.
Prestige matters to a lot of people. We live in a society, and there's people around us, and it's the whole, social media has blown up because of this. We care about prestige, we care about social standing, and like it or not, our job title gives us that. Oh, you work in the sanitation department? Oh, you're a politician. You're the mayor of whatever, right? Saying you work in cybersecurity does sound cool. But at the end of the day, when I was looking at career transitioning, that didn't factor into it at all. Didn't care. Now when I meet someone, I just tell them I work in IT. Doesn't matter. That one should probably not be a main motivation. I mean, you do you, right? Prestige matters to some people more than others. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with wanting maybe a high profile job or a job that sounds cool. Nothing wrong with that. But in terms of longevity and doing well in the profession, probably not a main motivation.
If any of those three motivations are the only reasons, right? The only reasons you're going to pursue a career in cybersecurity, I would say you move on. You're not going to like this career at all. Now, I don't mean to discourage anyone who, wants to make good money. And a career is a career. It's what you make of it. Some people, that's what they do. That's their life. And for some others, that's just a means of making money and making a living.
Not every means of making money is a career. Some people have jobs. I used to have a job. Now I have a career. My job was, to me, that I was like capped out, dead end. This is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I wasn't going to move up anywhere. I didn't super enjoy it at the end. But now having a career is a path where you can find progression, you can find growth, you can find happiness and enjoyment and longevity. So words matter in this sense, because some people in IT, it's going to be a job. 100%. I see people stuck at help desk, right? They get into entry level IT, help desk, whatever, desktop support, and it becomes a job. They absolutely hate it. They don't try. They've been there 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They don't apply themselves, and they get comfortable. The pay's good enough, right? It at least pays the bills, and they get stuck there. So any profession can be a job for someone and a career for someone. My hope for you is that you find a career in IT, in tech, in cybersecurity, because that's where the dream is, right? That's where the joy is. And if you find the journey of training and certifications and studying and learning of all of that, and you hate it and it's terrible, and you're just doing it for the money and job security, it's probably going to be a job, right? That job may pay better, that job may have better security, and at the end of the day, that's perhaps better, right? If you're comparing apples to apples at that point, you hated what you do, you hate what you're going to do, but the new thing pays better. Okay. But my hope is you find your passion. Don't go into cybersecurity. Of all the IT branches, right? There's a lot of things you can do in tech, a lot of things you can do within IT. Don't go into cybersecurity, I would agree, because it sounds cool, right? Networking doesn't sound cool, but it also pays super well. Great job security. Networking's not going anywhere. The internet's not going anywhere. On-premise infrastructure's not going anywhere, right? Even cloud infrastructure is literally someone else's on-premise network. So on that point, I would agree, but only to an extent.
Living. But you need to have at least some type of interest or passion, right? So start out with an interest in cybersecurity. And how can you do that, right?
And this is one of those things that why I recommend going entry-level IT first, is you get to taste the rainbow, try all these bits and pieces of IT, all these branches. There's so many different niches that you can go into that if cybersecurity is not for you, totally cool. Absolutely cool. I didn't know it was for me when I first started IT. I guess I kind of knew cybersecurity existed, but I was honestly thinking networking. It's like, it's safe, it's secure, there's lots of jobs, you can get into it quickly, it's not hyper competitive. I enjoyed a lot of the YouTubers I was watching, David Bombal, Network Chuck, like they made careers out of these things, and it looked great. So it's not, don't set your barometer to trends on either what sounds cool or just because cybersecurity may pay slightly better, the other branches of IT also pay insanely well. They pay super well. It's not like I'm making double the amount of money that someone in another branch of IT is making. It's not like that at all.
So basically, my whole entire premise of this video was an insecurity with people who would tell me that, oh, you're getting into cybersecurity for the money or the job security, and I don't know, whatever other thing.
People love to do this. People will love to give advice on things they don't know shit about. They have absolutely no clue. Have they gone through a job transition? Are they happy with where they're at? Have they made this particular job transition? I find a lot of people can be hyper negative and want to hold you back, and it's right for whatever reason. It's just kind of people's nature. It's what they do. So I would be careful on listening to the woes of other people who have not gone through this process, who are not going through this process. Be skeptical.
There were, and I gave this piece of advice that you shouldn't follow it, and you should have a passion or some sort of interest in cybersecurity. Now, looking back at this piece of advice,
passion does play a role. At the end of the day, it plays a role in the sense of cybersecurity is more than, it should be more than just a job. It turns into this lifestyle, and it's not necessarily passion, like you have to live it and breathe it and enjoy it every moment of every day. But it should be a lifestyle in the sense of you're going to do work outside of work. You're going to have to learn outside of work hours. You're going to need to continually progress, continually grow. Things change in security all the time. And if you don't enjoy that aspect of it, if I didn't enjoy going to learn and doing challenges and learning new skills, new tools after work hours, this is not the IT niche. It just isn't. Other IT niches don't change nearly as rapidly or kind of at all. Cybersecurity is on the opposite end of that spectrum. It changes the most. It is changing all the time. So passion plays a part in that sense, where you need motivation to consistently get after it.
I would say that, well, my thinking has evolved. There's a quote by Scott Galloway, who is a professor at NYU, that goes something like, "Don't follow your passion, follow your talent. Determine what you are good at, and commit to becoming great at it."
Let's back up. I actually like that quote. Passions change. Passions change. When I was little, I enjoyed whatever. When I was in high school, I enjoyed something different. When I was in college, something else. And now, right, your passions can change. And what I find to be true is that we tend to enjoy things we're good at. We tend to not enjoy things we're terrible at. And I saw this as a teacher all the time. Everyone hates English class. Everyone hates writing essays. The reason why, in part, is because you're terrible at it. If you are not good at writing, if you don't understand writing, how to organize a sentence, how to organize a paragraph, how to organize an essay, how to generate ideas, if you lack those skills, it's going to be terrible. It's not going to be fun. We tend to not enjoy things we're awful at. The converse isn't quite as true, but to some degree it does hold true in that the things we are good at, we tend to enjoy. And there's going to be more variance on that end, but his advice is you can become, no matter what skill level you're at, I mean, he says start it at something that you're decent at, right? Something you're good at, become great at it, and potentially, probably, he's insinuating that the joy and the passion and the commitment to it will follow.
At it. So what I think that this encapsulates here is that passions come and go through life, but your work ethic and dedication do not. And these qualities can be transferable in any area of your life, and that, of course, includes cybersecurity. So as somebody...
Work ethic and dedication do matter. You probably will struggle in IT in general, certainly cybersecurity, if you lack work ethic, because it's not, generally speaking, an 8-hour-a-day, 40-hour-a-week job. It absolutely can be. There are certain niches within security that can be, but in general, a lot of us do 50, 60, 70 hours a week, but a lot of that's on our own time, right? Maybe we're only working 40 hours at the company, but then we're putting in hours at night because we enjoy it. So it's one of those things, and there's seasons. So don't think, oh man, I want to go into security, but I want to spend 70, 80 hours a week. It's not like that. There are seasons where I don't study, I'm not doing projects, I'm not learning and growing. I am just resting. I am relaxing. I am spending more time with my family, and that's absolutely okay. There's going to be seasons of growth and seasons of commitment and hard work.
Who is still inexperienced, I would say that take a look at your work ethic and your dedication towards this industry. Now, this video is just literally ramblings of career advice and crap like that, but I think that what I've learned recently, and maybe throughout the last couple of years in this cybersecurity journey, is that having a passion in cybersecurity is great, and it's something that can keep you moving forward. But at the end of the day, passions, I do think, come and go. So work ethic, dedication, and consistency.
Exactly. Passions come and go, but I think you will find a lifestyle sticks around. When you enjoy the thing that you do, when you really enjoy it, when you honestly wake up and you're like, I get to go to work. I get to do something that interests me, something I enjoy, then it's less about passion, right? This like hot, steamy, in the moment, over the top excitement, and more of just, this is who I am. This is my life. This is the lifestyle that I have found that I enjoy. And in that, I believe would come dedication and consistency. Work ethic will go, that's kind of like a whole different bucket. But you'll find that it's easier to have strong work ethic on the things that you enjoy.
See, I think this is what keeps you moving forward when you're trying to, I guess you could say, get a career in cybersecurity. Even when you don't feel like it, those are some of the qualities that you can control. And I definitely have made this, my thinking has evolved since this initial video. So moving forward, what I challenge on this small video is to go ahead and try to find opportunities to apply work ethic. For me right now, that is writing down my daily tasks of what I'm going to do for the day, and that includes a component of security or whatever that may be. Now for you, that could be maybe attempting a...
This is great advice. You will not be passionately motivated to make step-by-step progress every day, every hour, every minute. Not at all. Not at all. Even if it's a lifestyle. Making lists, I find, is super helpful. Setting goals, daily goals, super helpful because it will help you progress and build habits and turn you into that person who will continually grow. But making lists, sometimes you just got to write it down and do it. Absolutely.
small CTF per week, or reading 10 pages of your technical book or something per day. It could be anything. If a passion develops while you are going throughout your journey of cybersecurity, whether you're in your career or you're a student, that's great. But if not, that's okay. Think about where perhaps cybersecurity in general will take you as a career and what you can accomplish. And when you're trying to lay out your goals of life, whether that may be pursuing your passion or maybe getting job security or some sort of good paycheck, that's great. Find those goals because they...
I like that he's taken the time to reflect and to see we can have various motivations, and they're not just, it's not statically like this motivation is good, this motivation is bad. It's not black and white like that. It is okay to have certain specific motivations, and certainly the ones that are important to you. The ones that might be important to you can be different from me, and that's okay. What matters to you is allowed to matter to you.
can develop and work out. So cybersecurity, is it the right way to achieve those goals? That's up to you. So how not to start a career in cybersecurity? Well, don't follow my advice. This video is short, but hopefully this message finds you well. And
I would say one of the things to not go into security for is if you are looking for an easy path to a lot of money. There are many other branches of IT that would be easier that pay super well. Security is not the easiest one to get into and maintain and enjoy for the money. I highly recommend IT. There are far easier positions in IT where you could coast, where you learn the content, you learn the job, and then there's not really learning that you need to do outside of that. Or it'll be far more uncommon, far more rare. It'd be the exception to the rule when you have to like go out and do a conference or earn a certification to learn a new program. That would be the exception rather than the rule. So that's really the only thing that comes to mind. I'll sit on it, I'll think about it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like work to me. It doesn't feel like, oh man, I have to go do this thing, right? I have to go hack into a box. I have to go learn how to use this new tool. I'm excited to do it. I get to go do it. It's like sporting people, right? My dad loves sports. He doesn't have to go play basketball. He gets to go play basketball. It's all perspective.
And yeah, until the next video, have a good day.
Big shout out, Grant Collins. Awesome video. reflecting is important. Reflect on your own journey. Your motivations at the beginning may change by the end, and that's absolutely all right. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.